Aren't you tired of your loved ones getting wounded or killed from mass school shootings? It's a major problem. It is something that does not get addressed and does not come to the table and wants to be faced. There have been 151 mass school shootings over the last 10 years. Over the last 10 years, this creates a trauma experience for any kid, middle school, elementary, high school. Any kid that has to go through that experience has a major problem with having to face the real world after that. There have been 19,000 people who have been wounded and killed in these last 151 mass school shootings. That's just outrageous. That's crazy. Parents have to look over their shoulders and worry about whether or not their kids are safe in school and whether or not their kids are going to come home unharmed. In 2022, there was a school shooter who created a list. What this list was weak, quote unquote, you could call it weak, schools who didn't have security guards, who didn't have no type of protection. What that statistic says and information says, school shooters are really plotting against the weaker schools. So, how do we address this? How do we fix this problem? For one, hire security guards. Not just any random person off the street or just any random person. Obviously somebody who has experience. Somebody who is an ex-cop, ex-military. With that being said, they go into this battle every day of their life, or even used to. They know how to handle a gun. They know how to basically de-escalate these situations and make sure everyone is out safe and make sure these kids can get back home to their parents. Now, there's an argument going around talking about teachers should be armed. I don't disagree, but I don't agree, because yes, some teachers know how to handle a gun, and yes, some teachers have a concealed carry. But the problem is that is not their life. A lot of people can freeze up in those situations. When you don't have that experience, you put yourself and the children at risk. Now, an objection is, well, what about the kids? How are they going to feel seeing security guards walking around the school, and how is it going to make them feel? Dress the security guards up as regular people, just like they were a teacher. Because what that does, that eliminates the fact of kids being constantly aware and scared. It's almost kind of like a mind game. It almost tricks their mind into thinking, okay, there's no security guards around. But with security guards implemented, this gives a safety net. These kids can go to school and not have to worry about a school shooter being in the school, or worried about having to look over their shoulder and make sure they're safe, or get up in the morning and think, well, am I going to come home today? That's a scary experience. Now, how do we implement this, though, is the question. For one, there needs to be background screenings, because an ex-vet or an ex-cop can obviously endure a lot of trauma and the effects are PTSD. So you need to make sure that they're mentally healthy and don't have any problems. Two, when implementing these security guards, put one at each of the doors and have one roaming the halls. And here's why. It really makes the school shooter rethink their decision and question whether or not they're ready to lay their life on the line. Because, as I said before, school shooters pick on the weak schools who aren't protected. And on top of that, yes, police do their job and get there as fast as they can, but time is time. That at least gives the school a option to stall time, or not even have to worry whether or not the cops are going to get there in time or find the school shooter. The world would really be a better place if we implemented this. Because at the end of the day, for one, there's so many pros. Yes, objections always come with every topic. But like I said before, parents will know that their kids will get home safe. Parents will know that their kid can go to school, get their education, and eventually proceed on to the next. On top of that, it keeps kids out of a very traumatic experience that no one should have to go through. Always remember, we are in control of our destiny. How do we even start this? Honestly, you can start a petition. What that means is you get a piece of paper, legalized obviously, and you get a bunch of people to sign it. And it's eventually put on the voting ballot. Why not? Why not take this call to action and actually change our lives and change our safety for our kids? Thank you.